Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, UAP, more commonly known as UFOs.
The sheer number of reports, whistleblowers, and stories of unidentified
Americans have wondered about the dangers of unknown objects crisscrossing.
Unreported UAPs in our airspace.
Here, a Chinese spy balloon was shot down off the Whether these are UAPs or weather phenomena, advanced technology from American, allied, or enemy forces, or something more.
UAPs pose a serious threat to our military or civilian aircraft, and that must be.
In the last few years, the interest in UFOs has only risen. Numerous government and ex-government employees have come forward with their stories. The public perception of UFOs, now rebranded as Unidentified Aerial Phenomena or UAPs, has drastically changed. We have several military pilots coming forward with detailed encounters of this strange phenomena, an ex-intelligence officer claiming that the US government is in possession of alien spaceships, and finally, 3 viral videos that have been declassified and confirmed by the Pentagon. Between 5 and 6 million hours of aerial footage are recorded each year by the US military alone, and unlikely events are surely to be recorded. According to the Project Blue Book report, 95% of UAP sightings have perfectly natural explanations, such as balloons, drones, and optical illusions. However, there are many others that remain unexplained. Retired Air Force intelligence officer David Grush claimed that the U.S. government is hiding a long-running program to study UAPs. He claims they have been aware of non-human activity since the 1930s, and that he is absolutely certain that the federal government is in possession of alien spacecrafts. David Grush, who served for 14 years as an intelligence officer in the Air Force, told lawmakers that he was informed of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program.
The U.S. government is operating with secrecy above congressional oversight with regards to UAPs.
He said he was denied access to those programs and accused the military of misappropriating funds to keep these operations hidden. Grush said that although he has not personally spotted a UAP, he knows of multiple colleagues who were injured by UAPs and have recovered non-human biologics from crashes.
Biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they human or non-human?
Non-human, and that was the assessment.
Grush, who came forward as a whistleblower, did not disclose further details due to an ongoing investigation and said that the information was too sensitive to share with the public. We also heard a testimony from Ryan Graves, a former Navy pilot stationed in Virginia Beach in 2014, when his squadron first began detecting unknown objects. He recounted a situation in which 2 jets had to take evasive action as they encountered a UAP.
They flew right by and they described it just as a dark gray or black cube inside a clear, translucent sphere, and the apexes of the cube were touching the inside of that sphere. These sightings are not rare or isolated, they are routine. Military aircrew and commercial pilots are frequently witnessing these phenomena.
He went on to explain that military pilots do not feel adequately briefed on UAPs, which leaves them unprepared to respond to these types of encounters. The Federal Aviation Administration has no mechanism for pilots to report UAPs, and instead directs them to civilian groups that are often dismissed as conspiracy theorists. Graves also said that only 5% of UAP sightings are reported, and that all UAP videos since 2021 are classified by the Pentagon as secret or higher.
This level of secrecy not only impedes our understanding, but fuels speculation and mistrust. I believe these accounts are only scratching the surface, and more will share their experiences once it is safe to do so. If UAP are foreign drones, it is an urgent national security problem. If it is something else, it is an issue for science. In either case, unidentified objects are concerned for flight safety. The American people deserve to know what is happening in our skies. It is long overdue.
In 2004, off the coast of California, radar technicians aboard the Nimitz, one of the largest U.S. aircraft carriers, reported a number of unusual sightings. They noticed multiple objects descending from about 60,000 feet down to 50 feet in a matter of seconds, appearing as a glitch on their systems. They recalibrated their radar, but the signal remained. David Fravor, a commander in the U.S. Navy, and another pilot were sent out to investigate. They found a cross-shaped object right underneath the surface of the water. Hovering just above that was a white tic-tac-shaped object with a smooth exterior and no edges. As Fravor descended to inspect the sighting, he claims the unidentified aircraft, which had no visible rotors, wings, or exhaust, began to rapidly ascend and approach his fighter jet. It then vanished and reappeared 60 miles away less than a minute later.
So as I'm coming down, it starts coming up.
So it's mimicking your moves.
Yeah, it was aware we were there. When it gets right in front of me, it just disappears. Like gone.
They returned to the Nimitz, geared up and sent another jet out to investigate, and this time they made sure that a camera was attached. They found the object again. What they captured is now famously known as the Tic Tac video.
In closing, I would like to say that the Tic Tac object we engaged in 2004 was far superior to anything that we had on time, have today, or are looking to develop in the next 10 years.
Many dismiss UAP reports as classified weapons testing by our own government, but in your experience as a pilot, does our government typically test advanced weapon systems right next to multi-million-dollar jets without informing our pilots?
No, we have test ranges for that.
These testimonials come from credible sources. Their claims have also been backed up by many pilots, observers, radar operators, and government whistleblowers. Lawmakers are now pushing for more transparency and reporting systems to understand UAP-related government programs, while the Pentagon has said they have seen no evidence of alien activity, though they have not ruled out that explanation.
This hearing will also not be the end of this discussion. We should encourage more reporting on UAPs. The more we understand, the safer we will be.
A study from 2022 noted that many of the 144 UAPs listed in a preliminary assessment remain unexplained and described an additional 366 occurrences that have been observed since by different government agencies and U.S. military branches. Out of the 366 new reports, 163 were classified as sightings of balloons. Another 26 were discovered to be unmanned aircraft systems, and another 6 were attributed to pilots mistaking airborne debris like plastic bags for other objects. The following 3 videos from the Pentagon might possess actual evidence from a legitimate source. But of course, these could also be videos of other mundane objects like balloons, birds, or distant human aircrafts. The object in the FLIR video is entirely consistent with being a plane that is very far away. The range on the screen remains at 99.9, meaning the radar wasn't able to get an accurate range distance due to the object being too far away. The video also shows the object randomly darting across the screen, but this can be easily explained. The camera is changing lens and modes to try and get a better look at it, and when the camera changes, it temporarily loses the lock on the object, giving the illusion of the object making such erratic movements. The engines of a plane are very hot, and they show up on the camera's heat sensors as very bright lights. This gimbal video is inverted, so hot is shown as black instead of white. So the black UFO-shaped object that we're seeing is simply the glare of the hot engines. The rotation illusion is due to the limitations of the camera system. To be able to track a moving object, the camera needs to rotate. That rotation is internally corrected for. This results in the surrounding scene remaining static while the optical target rotates. The gimbal system has a lock correction of up to 3 degrees. This is the exact point in the video where the rotation happens. The white aura around the object is believed to be some type of force field. However, this is completely normal in heat-sensitive camera systems. The white aura is caused by a sharpening mask effect that separates light from dark. In the Go Fast video, the numbers on the screen show the range, altitude, and angle of the aircraft that's recording. Experts have used these numbers to calculate the distance and speed of the target. They found that the object is about 6 feet wide and 11 or 12,000 feet above water level. It's easy to think that this object's speed would be the same as the jet's. But because wind speeds and even wind directions can be so different at 11,000 feet compared to the jet's distance at 50,000 feet, it's more likely that this object is moving much slower at 30 miles per hour rather than at the jet speed of 250 miles per hour. Experts have ultimately agreed that this object is most likely to be a loose weather balloon. You're not alone if you believe that the government is hiding information about UFOs from the public. You are, in fact, the majority. There are many reasons for the government to keep any alien activity a secret from the public. The biggest reason being national security, as well as preventing widespread panic and misinformation.
Over half of Icelanders believe in elves and fairies, whereas in the US, it's over half of Americans believe in aliens. So if you see something strange that you can't quite explain, we tend to put aliens into that gap.
During the late 19th century, astronomers observed a network of canals on the surface of Mars. Percival Lowell popularized the idea that this was evidence of an alien colony. It was later proven that these were optical illusions and not alien structures. In 1977, a powerful radio signal was detected and considered to be a promising sign of alien life. It's now believed this signal was caused by a natural, celestial source and not an attempt by aliens to make contact. In 2015, Tabby's star was observed to have irregular dips in its brightness. Some astronomers believe this was because aliens were harnessing the star's energy. It was later found out that the dimming patterns were caused by comets or dust clouds that were orbiting the stars. These are just a few of many cases where there were no aliens, only newly discovered natural phenomena. Astronomers and researchers are now more open-minded than ever before about the idea of extraterrestrial life and the possibility of alien encounters. However, they still remain skeptical of what we've seen so far. We would need a lot more concrete evidence, such as a piece of technology or biological sample. Scientists are no longer accepting images or videos as evidence because of how easy it is to manipulate and fake footage nowadays. They need physical evidence that's credible enough to fund further research. We're still waiting for that to happen.